Om. This is an introduction and an invitation to lean into this journey that we call earth speech, which is a which is more of a traditional path shared in the oral tradition, where we tap into the old stories, the wells of memory, where we go out onto the land and have a felt experience of these kind of ancestral remembrances that are held in our bone memory of how we are part of the earth's dreaming. See, it's shared that in the hut of ancestral knowledge, there is a cauldron on the hearth fire, and your grandmother's mother is stirring the stew of memories. And as she stirs the stew of memories, you begin to remember. You begin to remember. And spell cast enchantments, they break away. And you begin to remember where you come from. You begin to remember your belonging has always been. So what we're doing here in this journey of earth speech is we are trailing the scent of our animal furs and bones, our animal songs that hold in them the remembrances that weave us back into this greater story that returns our power to bloom the dreamings we hold within us as a part of a greater dreaming with the earth. Simply put, we are remembering how we are part of a bigger story, how we're part of the earth's story and the earth's dreaming, the extension of nature and what we call the mythic. That it's alive in us and we get to have access to it. We are restoring this kind of mythic, kind of indigenous, old European perspective that weaves us back into the deeper meanings of our life. See, here we are reattuning a way of listening as the ancestors once listened. See, the elders share, we have fallen out of our story. We've fallen out of our story and we have forgotten how we fit into this greater interconnected web of life. And we have become what in many indigenous societies call soul loss. We're in this fragmented world, in these broken systems with this forgottenness, right? And perhaps you too can sense how something has been forgotten, that there's something missing that we haven't quite been able to give voice to. And the old ones share, we have long been spell cast, and we're now in a time of breaking enchantments. See, we're putting our story back together and being rewoven into the earth's psychology that restores our connection with how nature and the mythic is expressing through us, expressing through our lives. We are breaking free from these colonized industrial conditioning that binds us in a psychological prison where we approach life as an adversary. We approach our health as an adversary, our careers as an adversary, right? We've been spell cast into a mentality of scarcity, right? A kind of colonized Christian type of conditioning that has imprisoned us by putting a veil over the mystery and this mythic beauty of life, that over a veil over this interconnection that we are a part of how we are part of this great mystery, a spell that has given us forgetfulness. So what we're doing here is we are reattuning ourselves to earth speech. And in doing so, we are gathering our missing pieces, our forgotten knowledge, and these endangered rememberings, yet held and waiting in our bone memory that restores our wholeness within this greater story that we are a part of. See, through earth speech, we are remembering ourselves home. And so this journey is not a course of study. It's not a program of learning techniques. This is a traditional path that guides you through direct experience in restoring your relationship with these mythic, indigenous, these ancestral, old European threads that weaves you back into our original way of being a part of the earth's dreaming, of attuning to what the Aborigine call your songline. So this journey is offered in we call the oral tradition, right? Where we gather around the fire, both the virtual fire and Zoom and around live fires. And we tap into the ancestral well of stories, folk tales, myths, songs that awakens the hidden remembrances within them and activates them within us, within you. And we dialogue, we reflect, we stir the bone marrow memories that are ready to surface. See, storytelling has long been a worldwide cultural way the ancestors passed on hidden knowledge, rituals, and teachings, their way of tapping into what is called the river beneath the river. In other words, this is more of a traditional path, a weave of the old ways sung in the old languages that reattunes you to the sacred originality of it all. And between our fire gatherings, which we have twice a month, we're invited to go out onto the land to these areas that are known as power places, places that have a felt experience of the mythic, of these ancestral knowledge, and they activate you. As my mentor, Ben, a Hopi elder, shared with me, we don't want to seek information, but rather seek out the experiences and the stories and the conversations that activates the memory, these remembrances that are in your bone memory. If this journey resonates with you, if you feel a calling to be a part of this and also stir these remembrances, to go into that ancestral hut of knowledge, I want to invite you to join us. We begin September 13th. So reach out to me, connect with me, message me, and I'll share further details with you. Much gratitude. Oh.